2025. It is 8:20 a.m. You know, on Mondays, the newscast is normally longer than the other days, so hence us starting at this time. So we are here, and we are excited to bring you today's edition of Island Tea. How are we doing? Good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Good morning to the regional and international diaspora. How did you spend your weekend? What's up? Talk to us. Jamsta, good morning. Now, firstly, I want to start off with, I know this morning is traffic talk.
Good morning.
You sound pretty low, but I can still hear you.
Yeah, no, I had my mic was not mic. My headphone was just it was turned down, so I wasn't really getting any feedback on how I sounded. So, good morning, everyone. What's up? Why is that funny?
Oh boy! As I was saying, we know this morning is traffic talk. I'm waiting for it to come up. I put it in the chat, so I'm just tapping on it. So it says, the headline says 20 slapped with speeding tickets in second round of vehicular checkpoint operations. And this article is by Kevin Brown. I guess people aren't listening. And yesterday on my way back from Frigate Bay, I saw two vehicles racing. I thought they looked like police vehicles, but then when I look, I'd be like, no, but they were dark like police vehicles. It's like a minivan and a small silver car, and they were racing coming down the Pond Road area. So racing from Frigate Bay, and I'm like, these people are never going to learn. And I continue to see people just commit offenses over and over and over. I heard there was an accident at the roundabout yesterday in Monkey Hill area or St. Peter's area.
Wow.
Yeah, we're not listening. How much more education do we need on road safety when we educate you almost every Monday? And I know the officer goes somewhere else on Wednesday. Like, what's wrong with us? Why do we understand, as I say all the time, we are behind a lethal, heavy piece of metal? Lethal, you know. Lethal. It damages you, it kills you, etc., etc. People, take your time. Nowhere is far. There's no need to race. You want to race, build a racetrack and go race on that where nobody else is that you can cause harm to. The article says, in a continued effort to combat the rising tide of traffic incidents that resulted in the tragic loss of 13 lives in 2024, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force has ramped up its enforcement initiatives dedicated to ensuring road safety. It says on January 24, 2025, and I think they went back to almost the same area. A strategic operation involving multiple vehicular checkpoints was executed by Traffic Department, headed by Superintendent Bradshaw and Sergeant Henry, alongside a diligent team of officers along the Island Main Road near Johnson's Long Path. This seemed to be the area of repeated offenses. The operation was meticulously planned and executed between 6:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. This comprehensive enforcement action yielded remarkable results with 39 traffic tickets for violations. The offenses documented illustrated a concerning disregard for traffic regulations and highlighted key areas that warrant public attention and compliance. So here's the breakdown notably the breakdown of the offenses detected during the operation reveals the following transgressions. I like that. Sounds like you pay for your sins. Failing to produce a driver's license immediately, 2 offenses. Identification mark not conforming to regulations, 3 offenses. Exceeding the speed limit, a staggering 20 offenses, yes. Driving with a dark tinted windscreen, 5 offenses. Driving an unlicensed vehicle, 1 offense. Driving without an identification mark at the front, 1 offense. Using defective tires showing thread. I didn't even know this was an offense. 3 offenses.
Really?
Yeah. And driving with dark tinted windows, 2 offenses. And driving without a valid unexpired driver's license, 2 offenses. The enforcement action deters potential violators, underscores the essential message that adherence to established traffic regulations is critical. Non-compliance poses a significant threat not only to the violators themselves but also to other innocent road users who may become victims of reckless driving. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force will extend similar enforcement efforts across various areas throughout the islands, reinforcing with reinforcing compliance with traffic laws and fostering a culture of safe driving practices among the population. The last one I don't really understand. Tell me if you grasp it. Driving without a valid and unexpired driver's license. I could understand.
A valid and unexpired?
Yeah, because a valid
without
one.
Or with? That must
Without. Because without a valid means it's expired. So what is the unexpired driver's license? I don't understand that one.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It must be a typo. Driving without a valid. Without a valid and
unexpired. It has to be
isn't
expired.
that the same? Isn't that the same as driving without a license?
Basically, an expired. Wait, without a valid. So you don't have a license?
Yeah.
That's what I mean. And then the next one is
but it's unexpired, meaning maybe
you have it, but
maybe expired a short period ago. So maybe the records show that you did have a license, it's just that you didn't. I'm thinking you didn't renew it before.
Oh Lord, let me fix my face because my face makes me.
You see what I mean?
No.
As opposed to someone where maybe they discover that the person has been driving for an extended period without a license. I don't know if that's the only thing that makes sense to me. Driving without a valid and unexpired. Yeah, so so it's like you have a license but it's expired and you're driving, but maybe I don't know if that's different to if they treat it differently because clearly your license expired a month ago and you haven't renewed it versus someone who never had a license maybe.
No, wait. It is something. You know, I like to run to Dr. Google. So a valid and unexpired license means a license that is currently active and has not reached its expiration date. I still don't.
Or meaning you don't have it with you. Driving without, meaning, but it's worded very strangely because you should
because it says essentially signifying that it is legally permitted to be used for its intended purpose at the present time. It is not expired or otherwise invalid. I don't know.
Or unless it is you're driving a class of vehicle that you're not licensed to drive. Maybe it's that. Maybe you can only drive a sedan or a regular car and you're driving a bulldozer or something. I don't know.
A valid and unexpired license.
I don't know.
I mean neither, because it says means a license that is currently active, as you said, and has not reached its expiration date. But
yeah, that's interesting. I guess she'll clear it up when she comes.
Yeah, we have to ask that. But 20 offenses for speeding, the biggest of the lot, the largest portion of the lot.
Speeding. You would think
we don't hear,
Yeah.
And as I tell you yesterday, you should have seen those two vehicles.
They don't hear. Go.
You're gonna start your band. We don't hear for true. We don't hear. I give up. We're not listening. I do not know. Where are we going? Tell me. Where are we going? Why do we think we need to drive so ridiculously on the road? Oh boy. And then in other news, oh boy. Give me 1 second. Let me go through the local headlines before we go international.
And then because 8:29 we have thing coming up, so go ahead. Give you a quick minute and then
then we can continue.
We do that.
Along.
Yeah.
So I see they also say there's an next headline. It's a traffic convictions in St. Kitts and Nevis highlight road safety concern. ECCB issues alert on fraudulent stablecoin activity. What's stablecoin?
What's
stablecoin?
Stablecoin?
Stablecoin.
Stablecoin. I have no idea. What's that?
Yeah, we're gonna have to look at that. And then Crown Counsel charged with 6 offenses, including accessory after the fact to murder. This is very sad. Very sad.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna come up. Yeah. So
boy,
that's what's happening.
That's hard, huh?
A very, 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 very serious.
That's hard.
Very serious. But maybe let's not dwell on that because
no. You're innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah, but I'm being sarcastic here. You know, the DPP wants to lock people up for talking about it. So whatever.
Well, he said don't spread salacious things or don't give away.
We never said anything salacious. This is a weird thing I hate. This is the thing I don't like about our culture. I mean, you can't have a reasonable conversation about something that objectively happened, objective truth, meaning I'm saying
I get you.
she's innocent before guilty, but you get the impression that they don't want you to talk about it at all. Like you should act like it didn't happen.
I don't think so. I just think they want us to refrain from saying things when we don't have the actual truth.
We're actually talking about what's reported.
So yeah, if we're gonna decipher and come up with our own ideologies and our assumptions, then
just have such a weird culture here with everything, with law, governance, everything. Jesus.
So where don't we have a weird culture, Jamsta? I saw lots of pauses happening on the international scene. So when it comes to the tariff, so I don't know, where do we not have a weird culture?
Okay, so the officer is here. So what we're going to do is take a quick break. How about that?
Okay.
Then we come back.
Yeah. All right.
Unlock the secrets to a healthier you. Join Dr. Natalie Osborne every Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. on WinFM 98.9 for Weekly Dose. During this 30-minute health discussion, we aim to educate and empower our listeners on the prevention of diseases, early diagnosis, and timely intervention. Don't miss out on this informative health talk where we teach you to live your best life. Weekly Dose, Tuesdays on WinFM 98.9.
The CIBC Caribbean Realtors Hub helps potential homeowners meet their best fit. Phew.
Honey, you missed a spot.
Enjoy up to 95% financing and up to 35 years to repay. And in the Realtors Hub, you'll discover everything you need to know about finding and buying your dream home.
I'm on it there.
Make your biggest move yet. Visit cibcfcib.com/Realtors Hub to get started today.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Be careful on the road. Don't make it an episode. Attention all drivers. I'm begging you to slow it down, slow it down, slow it down, down. Too many stunt drivers on the road, man. With the fire day, driver, what's your emergency? It's better late than never. So why all the hurry? Speeding is the main cause of plenty mishaps. The road is now a racetrack, threatening life and property, and all the result of that led to death and injury. Inconsiderate driving, this nonsense need to stop. Stop. I'm making it my business to alert all motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue to help you to live. Just take this advice I give. I want it GT. We have to endure to face the reality. Less is safer than more. I'm begging all my friends. Be careful on the road. Slow it down, slow it down. Hey, Roger, watch out for them donkey.
And we are back on Island Tea, and as promised, we have our officers here for this morning traffic talk. So, officers, as I was reading an article earlier, and I see that most of the offenses that was committed on that particular day, that's January 24th, when you did your traffic stop, I see majority of the offenses was speeding, and as a 20, a staggering 20, yeah, the biggest number. And as I was telling Jamsta yesterday, whilst I was coming back from Frigate Bay, there were 2 vehicles speeding on that pond road. And I was like, are these police vehicles? Because they were dark too, huh? Both of them. And then I'd be like, but no, it doesn't look so. And then when I got home and we stopped, I actually peeped across and I saw that I don't know what made them stop. They stopped right by where they're building the new buildings now. Yes. I guess traffic was backed up there. But yeah, people aren't listening to you, are they?
No. And as I said, you can pay up to $950 for a speeding ticket. To $950, yes. Because for the first 10 miles over that speed limit is $250. And for every 10 miles over that is $100 add on. Yes.
Maybe you need to round it off to a nice 1,000 and they're going to behave. But maybe not, because if they're still driving like they don't care, then it's obvious that they don't. So what's on our...
This morning we want to talk about courteous driving. And how to be courteous on the road. We have our manners gone. Our roads could be so much safer if we all treated other drivers how we would like to be treated. Our roads aren't safer for several reasons. Distracted drivers, road rage, yes, poor roadways, and so much more. These are our best tips on how to be a courteous driver. Whether you're on the highway or a residential area. Courteous driving means giving other drivers space to change lane, not to cutting them off and signaling your turn and lane changes properly, as Jamsta always said. He always used his signal when making turn or when he's in the roundabout. So, as I said, being a courteous driver can make it so much easier for other drivers on the road. I will stop here for now and let Constable Trimmingham take up here.
Good morning. To add to what the sergeant just mentioned earlier about road courtesy, we at Traffic Department have seen a number of traffic accidents that occur simply because drivers are not being courteous to other drivers on the road, whether it be other motor vehicles or pedestrians. Right? So I have here some tips as to how drivers can be more courteous on the road. Right? It says number 1 says give proper signals to other motorists. Sorry. It is very vital to signal your intention of stopping, passing, turning left or right, or slowing down to warn other drivers. All right. Give way to vehicles who would like to overtake your path, although that you have the right of way. Right? That's basically saying, although you have the right of way, right? If you notice that somebody is overtaking or trying to pass you, you should give that that driver who's passing enough space in which they can pass you safely, right? The Traffic Act also speaks about overtaking and the do's and don'ts when it comes to overtaking. Right? Check your distance with other vehicles and avoid tailgating. Right? And this has been a trend lately in motorists these days, that they drive in behind other motor vehicles and they right up behind and the tail, right? So the law speaks about the distance in which you should be from another motor vehicle that is to the front of you, right? And the reason for that is that whenever you're traveling, you should be traveling at a distance behind, so that when that motor vehicle to the front of you comes to a stop for whatever reason, that you have ample time to slow down and stop also, right? Drivers should always be courteous and considerate to their passengers. Be careful while driving. Follow the traffic signs and signals to avoid a delay once apprehended. Do not slam your brakes or press your pedals too hard. Your passenger might not be able to hold on and may bump around inside the vehicle. Okay? And this is what the point before that I mentioned about the tailgating. Right? So some drivers follow so close behind another vehicle that when the vehicle to the front stop, they just press the brakes really hard.
They're that close.
Yes, because they're that close. Right. Be sure your passengers have stepped out of your vehicle safely before starting to move. Right? Passengers also have a role to play in work in courtesy as well, because the passengers, whether they're traveling to the front or to the back of a vehicle, have a role to play in reaching their destination safely. Right? The driver has a part to play, and them as the passenger have a part to play as well. Right? Passengers should never do anything to interfere with the driver, and as much as possible, do not distract him while he's driving. Right? I know for some private vehicles, when people traveling in some private vehicles, they tend to, whether they talk or whether the hands on the dash or whatever the case may be, if it is distracting the driver of the vehicle, they should not do it. Right? Passengers also have a role to play in discouraging driver from reckless behavior. Right? Passengers have a role to play because their lives should matter to them when they're traveling in a motor vehicle, whether it be a passenger bus or a private vehicle. When the driver is driving a certain manner, and I must say that I must say that I don't see this happening enough. Right? The driver is driving a certain way with you in the vehicle, and everybody is just sitting there and like it's the norm. Right? So the passengers have a role to play. If you see the driver driving a certain way or going a certain speed, driving recklessly when you're in the vehicle, you have an obligation to say. Yes. Yes, if you see the driver driving a certain way, you as a passenger have an obligation to say, hey, take your time. You know?
But then they like to tell you're the backseat driver and they like to tell you hush.
But yeah, if you as the passenger got to realize that it's only one life you got, right? And for people to drive a certain way with you, he's playing with that one life.
I guess they're called captain's cheers for a reason. Anyway.
Yeah. So passengers have to be mindful of that and don't be afraid to tell the driver, hey, slow down. Take your time. You got people behind you. You got people life you're responsible for. Right? If the driver's decision making is impaired, either by anger, by alcohol, or any other reason, the passenger may refuse to ride the vehicle that he's driving. So that goes back to my first point. So the reckless behavior can be either the way the driving, or you might say the driver consuming alcohol. Right? So you as a passenger can refuse to travel in that vehicle, because even knowing that the driver may be under the influence of alcohol or what's not, and you being the passenger, right, you should know that, hey, this ain't safe for me. Right? This could end badly. Right? Always show courtesy to pedestrians.
And pedestrians should always show courtesy to heavy metals too, because they act like the road is theirs.
Yes. So, when it comes to pedestrians, especially children, children often forget the dangers of traffic when playing on sidewalks. Right? They often run into the street without looking or without thinking. Right? So as drivers, we should always be alert, especially when we travel through school zones and so on. Right? So even if you see a lot of children on the road today, it's not cause for you to drive recklessly. Right? So when you're in a school zone, always drive like if school children on the road. Right? When it comes to older people, the elderly, right, they may not see or hear very well, and may not move quickly. So we as drivers should always give them time to cross. Right? Visually handicapped people crossing the roads with a cane. Sorry, let me read that again. Visually handicapped people crossing the roads with cane, there are also pedestrians also, right? The same for persons confined in wheelchairs while crossing. Right? They should be given the greatest possible caution and attention. Right?
Okay, we have a call. Do you want to take it? It's 850 caller. Go right ahead. Traffic talk. Hello, caller. Interesting. Okay, I guess there's no one there, so you can go ahead.
Right. As I was saying, the handicapped persons should always be given the greatest possible caution and attention from drivers. Right? When you see handicapped people crossing the road, do not honk your hands at them to hurry up. Let them take the time and cross the roads. Right? So,
and as Constable Trimmingham said, overtaking. Remember, one should not overtake in a school zone at the brow of a hill because you cannot see what is coming over that hill. And also around corner, person tend to overtake in these areas. And it is very dangerous when you overtake here because you don't know what is coming over, you don't know what is coming around, and you don't, as Chiminam said, you don't know if your child is going to be crossing the road. So one should never overtake in these areas. And always move out of the way of emergency vehicles. If you're here or you're not, as I said last week, somebody calling about the ambulance. Remember, it's not all the time they can put on the siren. So if you see the blinkers on, if you see the light flashing, just move out of the way.
Do you want to try? Let's try, see if we can get. Caller, are you there? Hello, caller. Interesting. Okay.
Lights went out because
Yeah.
lights went a few times. Once that happens,
okay.
we get that
yeah.
problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna have it reset then.
Okay.
Always move out of the way at the most convenient time where you can pull over for the emergency vehicles to pass. Yes, you won't be able to pull over right away because maybe the traffic might be tight for you. But as soon as you get a space, pull over, let that vehicle pass. Remember, they have the right of way. And the smallest aspect of how we drive can be an indicator of who we are. Yes, sometimes how persons drive, you can tell who they are. Yes, you don't have to see, but the way how they act on the road, you know who
What
that
if
person
they're just
is.
having
A bad day?
one day off? Yeah.
Well, remember, first impression count.
Oh boy, you're right.
Yes.
Can't take that back.
Yes.
Can't take that back at all. I had a question for you. Both of you, either of you can answer. When I was reading, because I read that as we alluded to Traffic Talk about the traffic offenses, I went to Dr. Google and gave an explanation, but I still don't understand that explanation. I'm sure it's the same for others who may be listening. What is driving without a valid and unexpired driver's license mean?
And it's a pretty clear cut. Driving with an unexpired driver's license. When something is unexpired.
It still has time.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then it's confusing to me, and I'm not going to pretend. Driving without a valid and unexpired. So they have a license, but they don't have the license?
It is
Jamsta.
a valid and unexpired.
Valid and unexpired.
You have a license, but it's expired.
It's expired.
Or someone who doesn't have a license.
Hold up, you have a license and it's expired?
Someone who doesn't have a license.
Right.
You're driving and you don't have a
You
license.
don't have a driver's license. So
Okay.
driving without a valid
An
driver's
unexpired driver's license.
Valid and
Yes, Kortensia, you're driving, but you never obtain a license.
But how is it unexpired
It's
then
a
if I
valid
never had a
and-
license?
Because you never obtain one.
Okay.
But
Jamsta, you got it?
no.
I'm like,
Explain
how
it
could-
again.
okay,
Yeah.
she's basically
Explain it
saying,
like I'm a 5-year-old.
Jamsta,
gonna break it down.
You take up your parent car and you don't have a license. So the police stop you and they're going to charge you for driving without a valid and unexpired license. You never obtain a license.
so
It's
how is
not
it
valid.
unexpired then?
So why does
But
unexpired?
if you don't
come?
have one, it can expire.
So why? Yeah, but why is that?
That is how the law is.
Oh,
That's the word.
Yes, Jamsta.
we're going to get the law.
Yes, Jamsta.
So I guess I was kind of right then.
Yeah, that's why I said maybe how you explained it. Because as she rightfully said, this person never had a license.
So it can't be valid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Have
that's
one.
yeah. So that's what I was saying before you came. That's the only thing that made sense. But
Yes.
I just
But a valid
to me
and
saying
unexpired, the law need less
putting
use.
unexpired in there kind of makes it weird. You know.
Weird,
So-
yeah. Because even valid, because the license ain't valid, they ain't have no license.
Okay, if you say drive without appropriate license, what do you think that means?
Driving with what?
Without an
Without an
appropriate license.
That's more clear.
No, but that's a different offense altogether.
Yes.
That is a different offense
You
altogether.
mean as in if you had a license and
Driving
No,
without an
the-
appropriate license.
Without
Driving
an
inappropriate.
appropriate
So I
license.
drive in
Oh.
a bulldozer and I only have for a P?
A P.
Correct.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, I
So
see.
it's a different,
So easy
different,
that But then y'all have me butting my brain with valid and unexpired. I'm like, what
you
is
never
this?
obtain one, so it cannot be valid. And how are you going to expire if you don't
have one?
Jesus Lord. I get it though. I understand it, but it was just ticklish to move about.
I just find British law strange, but anyway.
Yeah, especially that one.
Yeah.
Because as you would have alluded to the same thing that the officer just spoke about, not like driving a bulldozer.
Yeah.
Yeah, the appropriate license. Yeah.
Well, I think y'all could make some of those laws clearer.
Easier.
Some of them don't. Some of them sound as though
they
were written by an alien.
Oh.
I don't know.
I believe Jamsta.
I mean, like the terms. No, the term. I mean, the turns of phrase. The turns of phrase they use sometimes don't make it clear to people what is meant.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody else, and I'm happy to be the guinea pig of the people that didn't understand that. There's no shame in the game.
I know lawyers are self-important and like to.
Jesus,
to feel like they, so the language has to be florid as possible, without really explaining to common people what they really mean.
Some ways to be a courteous driver. Don't block intersection or crosswalk. Come to a complete stop at a stop sign. Remember, it's not a giveaway you're going through. So come to a complete stop before proceeding when you're at a stop sign. Slow down at yellow lights. Remember, the yellow lights is not for you to press on the gas and accelerate. It's for you to slow down because after amber or yellow is the red light. So being courteous when you're driving and you're going through these stop lights, remember to stop at a yellow light. Some persons want to go through, and then the other person behind them going to go through, and then the light change, and then you block up an intersection where somebody else has the right of way. So always remember this, especially at East Independence Square and Keon Street. There's always a blockage there. Because a person think, okay, I have the right way, I'm going to go through, and I don't care. And that is not a courteous driver.
Yeah. Because sometimes even when you try to get across from Pond Road and the roundabout is blocked, you're creating more problems.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because up to there, I'm coming from west to east. The traffic block up, the roundabout, and nowhere there for persons to go. So when the person down at East Independence Square get the green light, they can't come out. And that is why traffic always block up.
Wasn't there a traffic warden there? Normally a traffic warden there? Back in the day?
I think when they started first with the lights.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we are solely dependent on the lights. Because I wonder if we had if there was somebody visible there.
I think if we put somebody there, we'll look into that, yes.
Yeah, it'll be much better. People will, I think they'll respect that human counterpart,
And aggressive drivers, tips to avoid aggressive driving. Stay calm and keep your emotions in check. Plan ahead and anticipate delays. Focus on your own driving. Give angry drivers plenty of room. Use the left lane only when passing. Remember, when you're overtaking, you have to overtake on your right. You only overtake on your right, not your left. So if I am heading and you want to overtake, you don't come on my left.
Don't do like what you do on the factory road.
And also at F.T. Williams Highway.
Are people doing to FC too? But that don't have a mark out in...
Yeah, but then why are you going to overtake on my left?
That don't make sense. Yeah, because when I'm like, but that's the shoulder. What if somebody was there? How would you have passed?
And even up at Birdwalker. Yes, when you're coming from the port, coming down.
We're not listening.
To turn down onto the Bay Road.
Yeah, the little...
These are not overtaking or slip lanes. These are hard shoulders for if somebody vehicle get a mechanical problem to pull over, not for you to overtake there.
Wow. You're really not listening, boy.
And also use your horn sparingly. Yes.
No beep beep.
Okay, well, it's 9:01. I have to say that I have to apologize to you guys because we were having a bunch of calls, but there seems to be an issue with the phone, and I'm trying to reach the engineer who normally resets the phone. So just saying to the people listening that we're having an issue with the phone. Apparently there were a bunch of outages, you said, over the weekend?
Yes.
So, so
yesterday especially, and this morning. Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. I decided, I'm going to wait till this morning to iron something.
Gwyneth Samuel says, we no longer refer to persons as handicapped. It's either physically challenged or differently abled. What's wrong with handicapped? It's a word. It's a descriptive word. It's neither bad nor good. It's just descriptive. It's neutral. I don't believe in this differently abled stuff and so on. So Gwyneth, I don't agree with you.
So it's a nicer way of saying it, because when I heard him say it, immediately my mind go like, oh boy.
Handicap.
Well, handicap is like is a broad spectrum of.
Yeah.
Everybody's
like differently able, visually impaired.
This is one of the reasons why
it sounds bushy. It sounds fancy. It sounds smooth.
This is one of the reasons why Trump won. All this kind of nonsense that the people, that liberals, all this stuff. What's wrong with handicapped? It's a descriptive word. It's not. It's a neutral word.
And many things could
so I got you guys back with that. Gwyneth, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, for real. Differently abled individuals.
Someone says the officers are talking nonsense. Yeah, I'm just passing.
Why?
I don't know. Let's see. Yeah,
what? No, that person need to expound on what they consider nonsense. I'm so sad that the phone lines aren't working.
He's typing now, so.
Yes, please. Because we need to get an explanation. So
what are 3 qualities of a good driver? An excellent driver must possess 3 essential qualities, and that is awareness, responsibility, and skill. So these are 3 qualities of a good driver. The person finished typing, Jamsta?
No, still typing. I like to give you guys the extra time because I don't really like what happened in December and earlier this month. And it seems as though you have to keep hammering it in people's heads, that they have to drive courteously, they have to drive responsibly, and they have to drive as though they're not the only person driving.
And some of us think we are the only one on the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
I remember the AG said he does defensive driving because you not driving
for yourself alone. Yes.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's like we really don't hear. It's like the phrase that we don't hear. It makes. Because I'm like, what are we doing every time we come in traffic talk and I see an offense on the road? I wish I was a bully just to lock them up. Because they're just doing us. Maybe y'all can give us citizens arrest powers.
Okay. I should have said that to Adrian who was here.
I just thought of it actually.
There was something we were supposed to ask them about. Wasn't there something else we wanted to ask them about?
No, I asked them about, that's the big one I wanted to ask about. Because I'm like, what is this? This don't make sense. How it could be valid and still unexpired?
There was an accident last week? Where there were a couple of accidents last week. I remember there was one where a bus kind of flipped on the Southeast Peninsula. You guys know anything about that? Well, it was never. No.
That's Frigate Bay.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. It looked like Southeast Peninsula.
Yeah, but Frigate Outposts deal with that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
not to them.
Okay, so
I actually sent the accident from yesterday in the chat, and it was right by the roundabout with the TTC logo in it, with the vehicle on the side. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the commenter says, valid means a license appropriate to the vehicle, and the driver and the license period has not yet expired. I guess this is in reference to that that
It's
wording.
appropriate.
That wording I took issue with.
No.
Okay, so let me read it again, so you get everything in context. Valid means a license appropriate to the vehicle, and the driver and the license period has not yet expired. They finally got it when you asked, not because they had a clear explanation. Okay.
But we spoke of two. We spoke of
No, I
appropriate.
think what I mean, like the question I asked, seeking clarification, made it clearer than the way it was put over by.
But
by
we
you
talk about
guys.
appropriate too. Remember we spoke about appropriate license, driving without appropriate license, and we talked about driving without a valid and unexpired license. So you have appropriate in the same thing, in that same phrase that he just.
But those are two separate things, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I guess he's referring to both, but also yeah. But the one he says a valid means a license appropriate to do. No, but valid could also apply to, is it current, right? If it's current or not.
Yes. That's valid. That's the valid.
Yeah.
That's the valid part.
I mean, validity could also
But
could also apply to whether you're driving a crane, but you're only supposed to be driving.
That's
that would
appropriate
be
license.
The
Appropriate.
appropriate.
Yeah, but
That's
then
appropriate.
but technically the license would be invalid as well, because if you don't have if you don't have a
It's
license.
invalid to the type of machine.
Yeah, that's what I
driving.
mean. Yeah,
Okay,
that's what I mean. Yeah,
understand that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yes, but we usually summons them for driving without the appropriate license.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Okay.
The laws.
Okay. And let's take these before we go. If you're driving and you see someone driving recklessly and you call it in, is an officer dispatched immediately? That someone's asking that question. And another one, did the officers explain the thing Jamsta and Kortensia was talking about right before they came on? Yes, they did. But that question before about if someone calls in something.
If somebody driving reckless, if you call, if someone is there, but if no one is there, as I said, all you have to is take the license plate number, the registration number, and if you're willing to come and testify against that person, because remember the officer wouldn't see that when it's happening. Maybe you might get there after the fact.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I give you guys the last word. I think you got your half an hour. So yeah, we'll give you a nice time to wrap up and drive home the point that people need to be careful.
What is the biggest danger involved in driving? Distracted driving is one of the most common dangers on the road. It includes using cell phones, eating, or adjusting the radio while driving. These distractions takes attention away from the road, increasing the likelihood of accidents. So distracted driving is very dangerous when driving.
So don't be on your phones. Be careful.
Even sometimes you're talking to your passenger in your vehicle.
Yeah. Could take your eye off for a few seconds.
Sounds good. So we wishing you guys an incident-free week.
Thank you.
Yes.
I think we can do with that.
Absolutely.
We can really do
Absolutely.
And to the citizens and residents, they're watching you. Let us not have 20 speeding tickets again every Monday. They come on here, they plead with you, they tell you what to do, and you still do what you want. Don't. They're going to catch you. They're watching you.
Sophie's watching you. Sophie, when you go past them, you should do this. You should do this. That's a pity everyone can't see me.
Okay, Jamsta.
Oh, she could say, we told you so. Yeah, since they're not listening.
We also want to encourage people to be safe on the road, drivers especially, passengers, pedestrians. Take your safety into account whenever you traveling, whether by foot or by a motor vehicle. You understand? We don't want to say, well, I think we have enough lives lost already to traffic accidents from last year or even this year. Because for me personally, one is too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? And to avoid more, drivers and pedestrians alike needs to take into account seriously about their safety, themselves and others.
One thing before you folks go, can we remind people, I know exercise is hot and heavy, can we remind people that are walking on the roadways, what is the safe side to walk on? Because when I see them, I'm like, no, you're supposed to be actually facing the traffic. People are walking with their backs to the traffic, and they have some people that walk late at night that don't have on anything reflective. So can y'all please tell them to be mindful, please? I'm concerned for them.
Supposed to be facing the traffic. You know, it's kind of hard to do that on the Frigate Bay Road, though, especially if, let's say you're exercising, you're going that way, because you can't really, most of the way on the seaside, you can't really.
Well, the Frigate Bay Road have the grass foot you can walk down on.
Yeah, because some people go down there.
Yeah, especially if you're going to Frigate Bay.
Yes. Yes. But the thing with
but you're back still to the traffic.
Yeah, but you're down on the grass, but you're not on the street.
But the thing is, the thing with that is like I'm thinking, boy, suppose I'm down here, next thing I see a car fly over here. You know, like something happens.
Yeah,
You know?
I always think about that too.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
But folks, once you're walking on the roadways, you're supposed to be facing the traffic. Please adhere to it. And if you're gonna walk late at night, put on something reflective or something white.
Yes, I was about to say that.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Yeah, so that's Traffic Talk, and we're going to be back next week as usual, 8:30 on Mondays, Traffic Talk. Let's keep it safe, people. Drive responsibly. Drive courteously.
We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Need to get your goods to St. Kitts and Nevis? Look no further. TVC Shipping has you covered with reliable cargo solutions by land, air, and sea. Whether it's a package from across the world or a large shipment of goods, TVC Shipping makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free. And with our airbox service, ordering from your favorite online stores just got even easier. Ship straight to your mailbox and let TVC Shipping handle the rest. Fast, secure, and even to your door. Visit us today at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park or Penny's Industrial Site, or call 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis. TVC Shipping, where reliable service meets unbeatable convenience. TVC, together we succeed.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
It's the start of the week. It's time for a new perspective. It's time for Unfiltered. Join Azar Gums, lawyer and deputy leader of the People's Action Movement, for raw and unfiltered political analysis of the current events in St. Kitts and Nevis. Tune in every Sunday evening from 7:30 p.m. on Win FM. Join Azar Gums as he breaks the mantle and cuts through the unfiltered political noise to bring you the facts. Unfiltered every Sunday evening on Win FM 98.9.
Voices has a new time. Starting Friday, January 24, tune in from 10 to 12 on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for Voices right after Island Tea on Win FM. Money Matters with Dr. Terrence Martin moves to Monday afternoons from 1 to 2 p.m. Inside the News on Saturday mornings, now 10 to 12 noon. Tune in to Win FM 98.9. Log on to winmediaskn.com and our YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch pages. And let's go. Keep up with the news on our website and by following our Win Media SKN channel on WhatsApp. Message your comments or call Win FM at 466-0989, 662-0989, or call our U.S. numbers from anywhere, 718-285-6984, 305-921-4619, and call our sales office at 466-9586. Voices, now 10 to 12 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Money Matters, 1 to 2 p.m. Monday afternoon. And Inside the News, Saturdays, 10 to 12 noon on Win FM 98.9.
Tune in to Creative Voices, the ultimate radio call-in program where innovation meets inspiration. Join me, Dr. Sarah Owen, as I welcome brilliant Caribbean creatives and innovators for engaging sessions that promise to spark your creativity. Don't miss this unique opportunity to interact with our guests, ask your burning questions, and gain insights that could elevate your own creative endeavors. Tune in every other Friday from 10 a.m. to midday. Get inspired. Let your voice be heard. Mark your calendars and prepare to embark on a journey of creativity and innovation with Creative Voices.
Hey, we're back. It's 9:17. We're back on Island Tea. So, yeah. So let's hope. I don't know. You remember I was telling you last week. I was wondering if it seems like we were having this spike in car accidents and so on, and I was wondering if we're truly having a spike or it's because of the deaths that it's because of the tragedies we've had on the road that we're paying more attention, and everyone is paying more attention to every car crash that happens, and paying more attention because of the deaths. What do you think? Because now we're looking for it, kind of, meaning we're looking to see if stuff happens. So what do you think?
But the fact that people are still speeding and doing whatever, I don't think they're heeding anything. Yeah, I really don't think they're heeding anything. So no, they're not listening. We're not hearing. As I told you, if you see the speed, those two vehicles went up that road or
they
down that road. Listen, I was like,
we kid, but it's serious business. Yeah. I read this comment to the officers before they left off here. Cleo, this was a follow-up comment to her question about if when people call in unsafe driving, if the officers show up. So Cleo had asked. I asked that question because here in the U.S., if I call in a reckless driver, state troopers are on it like white on rice. I know, you remember Dad said a few months ago, I think probably, maybe, I don't know if manpower is a problem, but they said that when the traffic department is finished up there at Ponds Pasture, that it's gonna, that they're gonna be able to have 24 hour service and so on. So that would be helpful because they should be, the traffic department really should be run the way the fire station is run, or the hospital,
all essential service 24 hours.
Exactly, because and you really should have traffic police on in problem areas 24/7. I mean, for example, say on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you should have traffic officers maybe say in the Frigate Bay area for when people are leaving events, leaving the strip, presumably having had a few drinks.
Yeah, a lot of people catch right at the top of that cream and brown building, just across just next to Shawarma King. When you're coming out of, because people are
just going, I guess, negotiating that roundabout. Yeah.
But I think that pullout will be more. They'll get more. They'll catch more people there because people are always like the other day we were coming down on somebody and we'd be like, don't do it, and the person did it. The person actually did it. They came out and they came out with no haze. So we had to, although we are on the straight, we had to decide, okay, let's start doing breaks because they're gonna come out.
So yeah, they have to. I really want to see them start because sometimes you get the impression that the traffic or even the whole police force is like it's an 8 to 4 job. I mean, you drive past the police station, say 1 o'clock in the night, and I don't know. The door is closed, but I guess the door closed gives the impression that they're asleep.
You mean the door to get into the station itself?
Yeah. I guess
you
because
mean
they
it's
have.
locked?
No, meaning it's closed. As in.
Yeah.
There was a time it used to be like open.
Oh,
but I guess it's because they have AC now. Yeah, that's what I
But
figured.
you normally see at least one officer in there.
Yeah.
Even if there are more, but you normally see one figure. In there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Mike. Okay, I got the stable coin situation. Let me pull it up for you. Come on. And it says stablecoin is a type of cryptocurrency that's designed to be stable in value, unlike other cryptocurrencies, which can be highly volatile. So stablecoins are often pegged to a fiat currency like the US dollar or to another asset such as commodity.
Okay.
So I guess
my eyes always glaze over whenever people start talking Bitcoin and stuff because it doesn't make any sense to me.
But what's gonna happen if this is the way for currency?
I doubt it.
I remember people were trying to get me to buy into these things, and I tell them, nah.
I do like the whole idea of someone. Terrence was gonna have to explain this stuff to me, but I do like the idea of removing the government and the bank and so on from your money because I mean, like, for example, one of the things that grinds my gears is you go to the bank and you have a certain amount of money and they're asking you have to fill out a form where you get the money. That kind of stuff annoys me. I don't care what anybody says.
But then they say it's to prevent money laundering, etc., etc.
Yeah, but how many people are going to go in the bank with, say, $1 million? They need to raise it. $10,000 is no money.
You're right.
You know?
That's like,
what is $10,000?
Yeah, maybe they can raise it to 50 or something. If you commit, maybe, okay, let's do 30 and up. That sounds feasible.
Maybe.
But, you see, I just had a thought.
They just want to
maybe if they see you looking a type of way, maybe they profile you. And could be like, how come why does he have $10,000 today? Especially if you don't look like somebody that worked for $10,000. Then we could ask a question.
How does someone who works for $10,000
You see, that's what I'm saying.
That's the thing. This is why
Dressed up in a nice suit, etc., etc.
We need to get more litigious in this country. A lot of the nonsense that the government gets away with, and some institutions and lawyers even, and other people. Some people just need to take a lot of things to the court, and I actually have faith that a lot of these things would actually get cleared up if we had the wherewithal and maybe the balls to challenge a lot of the stuff that's problematic about the system.
Yeah, I saw somebody with a meme the other day. I'm going to the bank to ask them for some of my money. Oh boy!
All the stuff just grinds my gears. I'm like, really?
I guess to be part of things, we have to abide by the rules that govern them.
Yeah, I mean, I remember I went into the bank this happened about a year ago with a fair amount of money, and the guys asked me. I said I work for it. I'm like, I said, what do you mean where I got this money?
You have to say, sir.
Well, I just said I work for it, and he accepted that. I'm not going to tell him exactly how I worked for it.
But what's going to happen? on the day when it becomes exact, because everything is becoming harder. You have to answer a million questions.
Nobody can ask them. Nobody can ask the people on Church Street where they get all this money from, but they want to be asking us.
But who said they're not governed by the same principles as us?
Governed by us, please.
Okay.
I bet
so
you,
somebody from Church Street go across the bank with $20,000.
I bet you.
You really think they're not going to be asked where they got that $20,000 from?
I bet you one of them shows up. Nobody's going to ask them anything, because they're going to defer.
I would love to be the fly in the wall.
They're going to be defer to their position. They're going to defer to their position and all of that.
So it depends on your position. You are not asked how much, but you mean here, because over there. Let's use. I don't even want to use the U.S. because that's their thing. Everybody has to declare their earnings, etc., etc.
All I'm saying is, I mean, we're rapidly getting a system like the U.S. where the law only works for the
middle class and the poor?
for people who have money. You know, because I mean, take for example, you look at Trump. Anyone else done like 1% of 1% of all the crap that guy has done would have been in jail. Wouldn't have been
especially
able,
if they had our color too.
Yeah, wouldn't have been able to run for dog catcher. And the guy has become president not once but twice.
And this time he told them exactly what he was going to do. He did not listen, and that's what I appreciated for him. He said, "This is what I'm going to give you. It's either you vote fit or not." And we see that people. This reminds me of Barabbas and Jesus. Give us Barabbas. Give us the thief. Let him terrorize us. We don't want the good man.
And then wow. You made me forget what I was going to say. I was looking at the comment here, which actually is pretty good. Let me see. Let me see. Where is... And I get this. Someone says the banks are required to get the source of funds because of correspondent banking requirements. Full stop. Yeah, absolutely. I get that. But that's the thing. We're getting that same attitude from the U.S. as well. It's like they don't want us to thrive. You know what I mean? Because it's like only... What I'm saying is we are sort of in the same position that... The same positions. We are in the underdog position vis-a-vis the U.S. Just like we're in the underdog position in this country vis-a-vis the powers that be. So it's the same thing with the U.S. I mean, they want all that information because they assume that people that look like us, we're all drug dealers. And we're all doing something illegal to have all that money, right? So, yeah, I take the point. And he said, if you don't want to give the information, then the money will not be credited to your account.
Yeah, they tell you that all the time.
It is largely because of the U.S. legislation, but it is what it is, unfortunately. Yeah,
because if you want to be part of this whole banking
situation. The guy asked me, I got the money. I said, I worked for it. That's not very specific. That's pretty vague. I did work for it. I didn't lie.
Yeah, you work for it, but you didn't say, okay, I collected this for DJ services or I collected this for mixing services. Yeah, you didn't say.
I don't think I need to do all of that. You know.
Boy.
Yeah.
Then I saw
that's why the drug dealers keep all the money in the mattress. Whatever, I don't know.
You see them piled up, stacked up according to the pictures that we see.
That's crazy, yeah?
Oh, boy. Yeah, gotta count. How are you going to take that money and say, put this money and get interest on it?
Imagine having a room full of money. That's just crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's risky. Listen, to have it in the bank is risky as well. Because what if somebody hacks, but then the bank has insurance, and then the bank wants a whole barrage of information, right? So that's risky as well. And then to have it on you at home in a particular room. And being a dealer, don't you think people know where their monies are? That's why sometimes they try to rob them?
Yeah.
Yeah, so listen, which way are we safe? Maybe we need to do like a grannies and put it back in the head post or under the mattress. It's not safe. It's not safe. Oh my gosh. Well, sir, I was looking at another headline I see: fostering peace and resilience, lessons from our favorite Prime Minister. Let me hear you. You think, who's our favorite Prime Minister in the region?
My girl, Mia.
Yeah, of course. So lessons from Mia Moore Motley's lecture. And she says, during the 16th, well, the article says, sorry, it's by Kevin Brown. During the 16th Self-Reliance Trefosa lecture held on January 15, 2025 in Suriname, CARICOM chair Mia Amor Motley discussed the pressing need for Caribbean culture to serve as a foundation for peace, productivity, and family strengthening. Motley poignantly remarked, and quote, "At the heart of Caribbean culture lies the importance of the extended family and by extension a deep sense of community," end quote. She emphasized that the communal values intrinsic to Caribbean cultures are essential for promoting social harmony and resilience. Motley drew upon the teachings of Archbishop Desmond Tutu, stating, and quote, "Children learn about the nature of the world from their family. They learn about power and about justice, about peace and about compassion. They learn this within the family. Whether we oppress or liberate our children and our relationships with them will determine whether they grow up to oppress or be oppressed or to liberate and be liberated. The family is the most important unit that we have," end quote, outlining the significant role that the family plays in shaping societal values. She pointed out that the collective strength witnessed in the Caribbean has historically enabled communities to withstand various adversities. Our success in fostering resilience came from our cooperation and solidarity with each other. Examining more modern challenges such as violence stemming from the proliferation of illegal firearms, Motley asserted that cultural values need to be preserved and practiced to mitigate such issues. Guns leave no room for dialogue, no opportunity for reconciliation, highlighting the need for effective communication in conflict resolution. In her presentation, she emphasized the importance of intergenerational connections and urged communities to invest in mentorship programs that can bridge the wisdom of older people with the exuberance of the youth. She reflected on how communities raise children collaboratively, stating, and quote, "Children are not only raised by their parents, they're raised by communities, they're raised by clubs, they're raised by organizations, they're raised by churches," end quote. This holistic approach to upbringing can foster individuals more sensitive to social realities and collaborative efforts. Motley further argued for the reconceptualization of production not by competition, but by collaboration. She described how community-oriented workplaces could lead to shared goals that uplift entire communities, reinforcing the notion that all of us matter, all. The lecture concluded with a strong call for resilience building through cultural solidarity. It informed action, conveying that the Caribbean values are not relics of the past, but vital components for constructing a sustainable and peaceful nature. Motley urged the region to embrace and harness these values to navigate contemporary challenges while fostering community unity and strength. And that's so true, because you remember on Sundays how many Sunday schools you went to?
Yeah.
Jeez, what time did you have to do anything? And before TV was big and prevalent, you went to more Sunday schools, you had more chores to do on Saturdays. Listen, you had, when it was summer, it was Plenty Vacation Bible School. When by the time this one finished, our next church, or by the time that church finished, we had so many things to keep us occupied.
Yeah, I used to have to go to, I think I went to Pastor Connor a few times in the afternoon. I used to be like, what, midday? Oh, you probably don't know about that. But yeah, they used to send her on a bus. Used to send her on 2 big buses, those coastal buses.
And pick up the kids.
And
I don't know.
Then sometimes I used to go Sunday school. Miss Frederick, a teacher, she used to have a Sunday school under a guinea tree.
Okay.
So
yeah, listen,
at
outdoor
4:00
Sunday schools are good, huh?
Yeah,
I enjoyed outdoor Sunday schools.
And then after that, my babysitter would take me to, you'd probably take us to the park to watch football.
Okay.
buys popcorn and fudge and peanuts and.
Look at you, really. Those days were fun.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, and even under the tree, right?
Mhm.
Imagine somebody. There's always a disruptor in the midst, right? A teacher would talk to that disruptor. That disruptor would behave. She wouldn't have to talk to that disruptor again. Try that today. The children
They come with a knife for you the next day.
Oh my God, they're not listening. I just think, as she rightfully said, it takes a village to raise a child, because even back in those days, Jamsta, and we said it before. Okay, our parents. He laughed at me. Our parents, we did something down the road, and my mom got the message even before I got home, and there was no cell phone, there was nothing, or sometimes the people down the road whoop you, and then when you go home, you have to get the next whooping.
You want to know how they know?
How they know? How did they find out?
Well, everybody had a landline, so.
But even
That's
with
probably
that, for some of us who didn't have landline, how did our parents know still? It's baffling. Somebody called the closest neighbor and told the closest neighbor to relay a message to your mommy.
Yeah, it's strange, for real.
Oh boy. Alrighty.
Okay.
From my face, we'll take a break.
And here from Rams. Oh.
Found the sound. 98.9. Win FM.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. We want your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
Buster! We run things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster, bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster, live in full color.
Buster!
And we are back. It's 9:38, and we got some other things we want to talk about. You're telling me about this Cessna crash on. When did this happen? Let's see. Where is it?
It says the communication disappeared just over Dominica.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And Dominica is so big. I mean, so over Dominica. So you think maybe, wow.
As it said, just after it took off.
Mm. And where did it leave from?
Dominica. I come in.
Oh, it left Dominica.
Yeah,
Oh,
pull it up
okay.
right here.
Yeah.
I was looking at Joshua's patriotic blazer that he wore.
Oh, who's this?
Yeah, I sent a bunch of things in there. It says a small aircraft that took off from the Douglas Childs Airport on Sunday afternoon is feared missing after losing all communication shortly after departure. Yeah. So it took off and then it disappeared.
Oh, my boy. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says the Dominica Air and Seaports Authority, DASPA, reported that at approximately 3:46 p.m. on Sunday, contact was lost with a 4-seat Cessna 172, which was en route to the neighboring French island of Martinique. Emergency response teams from both Dominique and Martinique were immediately mobilized, with search efforts focused around the southern community of La Plaine, where radar data indicated the aircraft last known location As of Monday, efforts to locate the aircraft remain ongoing. DASPA has emphasized that the safety of the passengers and crew is the top priority. And they say, quote, "We are continuing our rescue operations and remain committed to ensuring the safety of everyone aboard," and said DASPA in a statement. Authorities have reassured the public that updates on this developing situation will be provided as more information becomes available, and that article is from Loop Caribbean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's that story I was telling you about. And I was just looking at the jacket up close, and it says the back of the jacket has on the coat of arms.
So, do we know? Yeah, do we know which teams? I don't think we know. They haven't played all the games yet, right? To know
You mean
who-
for Super Bowl?
To know who the finalists are.
No, I don't think so.
right,
Yesterday
okay.
was the.
Mhm.
I know it was the Washington Commanders,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, who's the next person? I don't want to say the wrong thing. It was a bird. Do you know that bird? I see Kevin Hart in his song back in that same team. Oh my gosh, is it the Eagles?
The
Is it
Eagles.
the
Okay,
Eagles?
yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
You think it was the Eagles?
Yeah.
Because there's the Seahawks and then there's the Eagles.
There's the
I
Eagles.
think he more looked like
those
an
are
Eagles.
But
I remember the Commanders for sure, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I'll sort
Yeah.
that out. But his blaze at the back has on a coat of arms,
Mhm.
and it says, "In the cradle of the Caribbean, we nurture not just talents, but superstars. St. Kitts and Nevis, where dreams take flight and ordinary becomes extraordinary."
It's pretty cool that he's going so hard for SK. huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's. Thank
it's
you.
been- especially among those people who know nothing. They're probably like, St. Kitts and Nevis, where's that in Jamaica?
He could behave. He said, "Where's that in Jamaica?" Oh my God.
That parish has its own flag?
Oh my God. Oh my God. And then there's there's a young footballer too that have ties to St. Kitts and Nevis, and he wears our flag on his shoe.
Yeah, there actually there
saw-
was not last year, but the year before there were two people from St. Kitts on both teams on both final. Yeah, there was another.
You
guy.
mean in the football?
Yeah, in the Super Bowl.
Oh no, I wasn't talking.
Yeah, mhm.
Okay, I was talking about the Super Bowl 1st, but
Mhm.
now I'm back to what is it called? Soccer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, soccer now. Okay.
Yeah, there's this young
Yeah.
guy with the story of English football legend Cole Palmer.
Oh, Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently he has ties to
Yeah, absolutely.
to
Yeah,
St. Kitts as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's one thing I want to say about Mia, and then Mia before.
Mhm.
I just hope she doesn't. I mean, she probably thinks she can do a lot of good, and it might happen. But I'm just hoping she doesn't take up the. I hope she doesn't go and waste her talents with the UN. Honestly, you know.
Boy.
I just feel like that's where. It seems like it's where ambition and initiative goes to die, especially without our most talented people.
Mhm.
I feel like she should use her talents for Barbados and the Caribbean rather than giving them folks a talent, you know. That's just how I feel. Yeah. So she would be wasted on them, wasted on the UN. Useless nations, you know. That's what it stands for, right?
Oh my God.
But that's what it stands for.
Really no.
What do they do?
Really no.
There's another story here I wanted to talk about. Someone drew this to my attention, and I was shocked. You know how Trump is pushing for to end the birthright citizenship, but listen to this. No, the U.S. is not the only country with birthright citizenship. Apparently, only 33 countries out of almost 200 countries on the planet have only 33. So we were made to feel as the most, and actually most of the countries are in the Caribbean. So here it goes. 33 other countries grant automatic citizenship to children born in the country regardless of their parents' citizenship. On his first day in office on Monday, January 20, President Donald Trump signed an executive order aimed at ending birthright citizenship or automatic citizenship for children born in the U.S. regardless of their parents' legal status. Birthright citizenship is granted under the 14th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which says, in part, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. Where is the rest of it? Come on, man. Where is the rest of it? It's one of those annoying, those annoying articles where you're reading and then you have to click.
Listen, I had
That
so
is
many
so
headlines that I wanted to
annoying.
talk about, but
It's
then
so annoying,
I'm
man.
not gonna sign up for something that I don't want on my phone.
Let
That's
me see.
exactly what it did to me too.
Let me see. I'm trying to get the rest of it. Okay. Come on, man. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I missed the read more. I missed the read more tab. That's what it was. Okay. So where was I? Okay. So. Where did I read? Okay. So on January 23rd. Yeah. Okay. I got it now. On January 23rd, U.S. District Judge John Corgenor temporarily blocked Trump's order, calling it blatantly unconstitutional in response to one of 5 lawsuits that have been filed by 22 states. While signing the birthright citizenship executive order in the Oval Office on Monday, Trump said, "We're the only country in the world that does this with birthright citizenship." Multiple verified readers, including Karen and Joe, reached out to ask if it's true that the United States is the only country with birthright citizenship. The question: is the United States the only country with birthright citizenship? The answer: false. No, the United States is not the only country with birthright citizenship. What we found is that the United States is one of more than 30 countries that provides unrestricted birthright citizenship. So the United States is in the minority, actually. In these countries, the child can be granted automatic citizenship in the country they are born in, regardless of their parents' citizenship status. Many other countries offer some form of restricted birthright citizenship, which requires a person born in that country to meet additional requirements before they are granted citizenship. According to the Law Library of Congress and the Central Intelligence Agency, 33 countries offer unconditional birthright citizenship similar to the United States. They include Antigua and Barbuda, Argentina, Barbados, Belize, Bolivia, Brazil, Canada, Cuba, Dominica, Ecuador, El Salvador, Fiji, Grenada, Guatemala, Guinea-Bissau, Guyana, Honduras, Jamaica, Lesotho, Mexico, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Panama, Paraguay, Peru, St. Kitts Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Tanzania, Trinidad and Tobago, Tuvalu, Uruguay, and Venezuela. So it turns out we're in the minority. So other countries grant citizenship if a person is born in a country and they meet other conditions. For example, many countries, including France, Chile, and Portugal, offer birthright citizenship depending on whether one or both of the child's parents are citizens of the country, according to the Law Library of Congress. In other cases, the parent just has to be a legal resident in order for the child to get birthright citizenship. The Law Library of Congress explains. For example, in Australia and Malaysia, one of the child's parents must be a citizen or permanent resident. Germany is another example where one of the child's parents must have resided in the country for 8 years and have a Swiss citizen residence permit. Why Swiss? Okay. In Thailand, both parents must be legal residents. Yeah. Switzerland is neighboring Germany, so that might be because of maybe there are a lot of Swiss living in Germany, because they speak 3 languages in Switzerland: German, Italian, and French.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah. So we're actually in the minority, and of course, Trump is usually lying.
Usual, always, always.
Yes.
I see.
Lying.
I saw a headline where it said him and Colombia has reached a deal. Basically, they're holding off. He'll be holding off on the tariffs for Colombia.
Oh, he will? Why? Or they've reached a deal?
I couldn't get the rest of the story because they want me to subscribe or put in the
could you
email.
send it to me?
No, I can't.
Oh yeah, that's because of that story where they sent some military planes to Colombia, and the guy said he wasn't accepting them, and it was disrespectful to Colombians, and that they should have been delivered on passenger aircraft and all that. So they've reached a deal, you said?
Hold on, I'm trying to find it.
I wonder what that is. Interesting. Let me see what our friend here says. Let's see. Oh, so apparently Trump has ICE carrying out raids in St. Thomas and St. John. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's how far he get?
Yeah, well, it's part of the country, isn't it? Someone sent some video. Let me see. Okay, let me download these, and this is interesting. Maybe I should share these with the newsroom. Let's see. Come on. Okay, let me see if I'm gonna get the phones to work this time. Okay, at least it's all okay. Good. At least they're working. I had to do something myself because I couldn't reach the guy. So callers, give me a call. I'll take your calls. I think I got them to reset. Cleo says Iraq passes law lowering the legal age. Oh my God. Cleo says Iraq passes law lowering the legal age of marriage for girls from 18 to 9. Oh my God. What are your thoughts on this? Cleo, what do you think?
Madness.
Boy. I have to look that up. That's crazy. What?
I'm looking at the New York Times, and it says, hold on. Oh boy.
Oh my God. That's terrible.
It says Colombia agrees to accept deportation flights after Trump threatens tariff.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So they
So Colombia agrees. Yeah, okay, so the country's leader, Gustavo Petro, backed down after a clash with President Trump, which started when Mr. Petro turned back U.S. military planes carrying deportees.
Oh, hear this. And he's sending his plane, according to Cleo. The Colombian president backed down, and he decided he's going to send his plane to pick up his people. In a nutshell, the power of the pen. But I guess Trump is I gotta say, Trump probably looking good right now with this kind of stuff. I don't know if that's gonna work in everyone, but
is he sure all those people that is coming back his way belongs to him?
Well, I mean, obviously, if you're not from Colombia, you're gonna say, right?
But if you're from, where's the other Nicaragua? Well, they can't send you there. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, I have to go catch up.
It says on Sunday night, the White House released a statement in which it said that Mr. Pedro had agreed to all its terms. The tariffs and sanctions Mr. Trump had threatened would be held in reserve. Other penalties, such as visa sanctions, will remain in effect until the first plane load of deportees have arrived in Colombia, the statement says. Today's event made clear to the world that America is respected again, it added. Wow.
Okay, looks like I was trying to. Okay, we're gonna have to wrap up now. But caller, hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yeah, good morning, man.
Hey, be quick, be quick. We have voices coming up next. Be quick, please.
Yeah. Trump is looking real good, right?
Yeah, I gotta say. At least with that first incident,
the world leaders are they're cowering down. He's gonna get his way. But real quickly, the part where he was talking about like the birthright. But I realized, right, in this country, he's not going to get everything off like that because the checks and balances is going to keep him in place. And that's what I want to see happen.
That's true.
I want to see, the birthright is already challenging code.
Yeah.
So underground in Sinkis and Nevis, we need to have those type of things in place. The lawyers them in Sinkis and Nevis at least just try to come together.
But with this deportation, it just shows how ineffective and wussy the Democratic Party is. Biden could have been doing that.
Yes, of course.
Biden could have been doing that.
Too. Biden could have sealed off that southern border as
well. And said, well, tariffs if you don't take them back. I mean, come on, man. That's why Trump won.
If you want to be favorable with the people, you just got to be a good politician and do right. Thanks a lot, man.
Yes.
Next guy's coming up. We'll conversate tomorrow.
Okay,
All
great.
right.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So okay. Well. Okay. So. Don't forget, folks. Voices is starting next. It's gonna be 10ish.
Yeah, 10ish. 10 on the dot.
Because I have to go and change
Fix
over
up?
and all of
Okay.
that. Yeah.
All right.
So I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay.
All right. You have a good one. Thanks for listening,
I will.
folks. And remember, slow progress is still progress. You'll get there eventually.
Okay, folks. So come back for Voices on the other side. All right. At 10 o'clock. Remember, Voices is 10 o'clock. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays now.